Vice is written and directed by Adam McKay and stars Christian Bale as Vice President Dick Cheney. In this movie we follow Dick Cheney from his early years, how he got into politics, how he actually started to rise to power, the paths and decisions he took that led him to become Vice President, as well as also focusing on his family life. Now while Adam McKay is more versed in comedy, which I generally love a lot of his films, he has done a bit of a drama, comedy type movie in The Big Short, which I thought was fantastic. This movie, not as good as The Big Short, but still a pretty enjoyable watch. First off, Christian Bale in this movie was fantastic. Once again, he is like a chameleon. He just blends into his roles as always. I never once saw Christian Bale on the screen. I saw Dick Cheney. I saw the character he was embodying in this movie. And again, another impressive body transformation on his part. I mean, towards the end, I'm pretty sure it's maybe a fat suit. But at the start, you definitely see that physical change that he went through to get into this character. He's one of the best method actors we have going, and I was not let down by his performance. The rest of the cast were all really good as well. Steve Carell was fantastic. Sam Rockwell as George W. Bush I thought was great. Tyler Perry, who only appears in the movie for a short time, he was really good. Amy Adams, as much as her performance was great, I feel like she was a little bit underused in this film. I feel like some of the movie could have focused a little bit more on Lynn Cheney and her relationship with Dick. Dick. And while this movie focuses on the rise of Dick Cheney and some of the more serious moments of his life, there's also a good amount of comedy in this movie, which I thought worked really well. It seemed to blend really well into the story and the tone the movie was going for, which I came to expect with it being directed by Adam McKay. The guy knows what he's doing when it comes to making people laugh. Granted, not all the jokes hit, but the majority of the time when he wants to make you laugh, he succeeds in doing so. And as much as I found this story interesting and I was actually invested into actually seeing how Dick Cheney became vice president and what led him up to this point and what he did when he was at that point of power, it kind of portrays the shitty things that he did to kind of benefit himself in a way that kind of glorifies him. And I don't necessarily feel that's down to the writing. It could also be down to Christian Bale's performance, who actually played him in a very charming, likeable way. Or it could just be because it's Christian Bale and we all like seeing the actor on screen. He has great screen presence. But while some of the decisions that Dick Cheney does in this movie can be construed as quite villainous, it kind of executes those decisions in a poor sort of way. This guy is clearly very intelligent, very cold, very manipulative when it comes to certain people that he meets. And the way the movie is set up, it makes you feel like you should be rooting for this guy when I don't really feel that's necessarily the case. Granted, I don't know much about Dick Cheney and the shit that he's done. This movie did show me a lot. I mean, I'm not American, so I don't really follow stuff like that. I don't even follow politics. I'm not really a fan of it. So I did enjoy seeing all of that, but I'm not sure the execution of portraying Dick Cheney the way they did in this movie was the route they were really going for. That's not to say I didn't enjoy the film, though. I actually found this movie very entertaining. I found it very funny at times. I found it amusing at times. I also found it very intriguing learning about Dick Cheney and the things that he's done. I didn't actually find myself bored at any point in the film. I actually had a really good time with the movie. There are a few other small little issues I have with the movie. One in particular being the narrator character. I didn't feel was necessarily needed. Granted, it leads up to a point where his character becomes a bit more important, but the way they executed it, I feel, didn't really need to be done. He's there for exposition a lot of the time and to help us as the audience understand what's going on, but again, like The Big Short did in the weird little funny cameos it did, I feel like it was talking down to us a little bit, like we wouldn't understand a lot of stuff that's going on. Granted, for some people it may help them a lot, and for me it definitely did, but I feel like some people may be like, yeah, I knew this. I don't think that was the intention of the movie at all. I just feel like that's what some people may take away from it. I personally found it a good way to tell me what's going on for things I didn't understand, but for moments where I did understand it, I was a bit like, okay, that's fine, just move on, I want to see the next part now. Other than that, I had a really good time in Vice. I thought the performances were fantastic, I thought the story was definitely interesting, it definitely had me hooked from beginning to end. I was intrigued to see where the story was going. I was interested in learning about Dick Cheney and his rise to power as the vice president. The things he did and how they affected people in his life, I actually found all those things really interesting, and it is a movie where I definitely recommend checking it out if you want to know about this guy. The director by Adam McKay was great. The way the comedy meshed well with the actual serious moments of the film worked really well, I thought. It's not a bad movie at all. I mean, if you enjoyed The Big Short, then I definitely recommend checking it out. You'll probably find it a really enjoyable film. If you didn't like The Big Short, you may not enjoy this movie. I personally had a good time with it, and so for all those reasons, I'm going to give Vice 4 stars. So, Vice, have you guys seen it yet? What did you think about it? Whatever you thought, let me know in the comment section below. Thanks to those watching, guys. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, share the video with your friends, and if you want to see more videos just like this one, then subscribe to my channel for more. Thanks again for watching. You guys are awesome, and I will see you all in the next video.